Yo, welcome to Zack Talks Ball. On this channel, we talk about the game of football. We watch the film, we break it down. If you want to learn about the game of football, then stick around. In this video, we talk about Jacksonville Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange. Brenton Strange was very valuable and very impactful to this offense. He made plays in the pass game, and wow, he made some super big plays in the run game as a violent, physical blocker. We'll break it all down, but let's start with the pass game. This is the first drive of the game. We have 2nd and 10 on the Jacksonville 28-yard line. Let's watch film, folks. Let's start out by looking at the formation and personnel on offense. So the personnel grouping is what we call 11 personnel. That's one back, one tight end, and then that leaves us with 3 wide receivers. All right, so 11 personnel, one back, one tight end, and we're in a 2-by-2 formation. That means we've got 2 eligible receivers up top, 2 at the bottom. One of them is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And let's take a look at the defense. How do they align to this formation? So the defense is showing us a 2 high safety structure. We have 2 high safeties. They are going to end up spinning to single high safety. But let's run the play, and then we'll break it down. All right, we get a little bit of motion. Maybe we check to this play. And at the snap, Trevor Lawrence looks up top. Then he comes back down to Brenton Strange. Get off me, nice physical run. After the catch, let's take a look at this. All right, so Strange is down here. He's the attached tight end. And what we're going to get is he's going to run, and he's going to hit a little out cut, put a foot in the ground, and then come back inside. All right, so we release him to a route, out cut, come back inside, money. Catch the ball with hands, physical, get off me, run after catch. Great play to pick up a chunk, start the game out, and juice up the crowd and juice up your teammates. Let's go back and look at Trevor Lawrence on this real quick, too. We're going to see at the snap of the ball, look at his helmet. His helmet's looking at the top of the formation, all right? So he's going through a progression here. We don't like what we see up top. We probably don't like what we see right here. So now I'm going to come right back. This is a great play design. If this is how it's drawn up, if it's drawn up where let's look play side, look at the timing that we get right here with this pivot route. All right, so this gives the quarterback time to look at option 1 and 2, and then since we get this double move out, put it back inside, that's perfect timing for the quarterback to come back, rip this, and pick up a big gain. Great play, great design, great execution. All right, so here we go, 3rd and 10 on the Jacksonville 41-yard line. We're in 11 personnel. We get motion. Now we're seeing a 3-by-1 formation. So 3-by-1 meaning we've got 1, 2, 3 receivers on one side of the formation, and then we've got 1 receiver at the top side of the formation, right? So 3-by-1. We've got Brenton Strange right here lined up in the slot as the number 3 receiver. We count receivers from outside in. So we've got 1, 2, and then Brenton Strange is our number 3 receiver. All right, so that's our offensive formation. Defensively, the Panthers are in a dime package. They've got 4 down linemen or 4 pass rushers. They've got 1 linebacker, and then they've got 6 DBs in their dime package. And pre-snap, they're showing this 2 high safety structure, but they're going to spin to a single high coverage. Let's take a look at the play. We're going to get the snap. All sides, free play. Brenton Strange, no one around him. Finish the play with some physicality. Big chunk, first down. Let's break it down here. All right, so we motion to 3-by-1. The Panthers are going to send pressure. They're sending a 5-man zone pressure. We call it 3 under, 3 deep because we're going to see they're sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pressure. And then we have a coverage behind it we call 3 under, 3 deep, meaning we have 3 underneath zone defenders. And then we have 3 deep defenders, all right? So this is a cover 3 zone blitz concept, 3 under, 3 deep. Trevor Lawrence knows that it's a free play, but let's see what we've got. Make a decision. Nobody near Brenton Strange. Deliver the ball. Get upfield. Make somebody pay. Juice everybody up again. I love Brenton Strange. I love how he's playing football. All right, here's our next one. We're in 11 personnel, 2x2 formation. We've got Brenton Strange lined up down here as the attached tight end or inline tight end. That means he's attached to the offensive line. So earlier we saw him lined up as a slot receiver. Now he's back at the attached tight end. Let's take a look at the defense. The Panthers are back to their base nickel package. They've got their 4 down. They've got 2 linebackers, and nickel means we have 5 DBs. So we've got the nickel, corner, safety. They're showing 2 high safety structure, but we've seen them spinning to single high coverage. Let's run the play. We get some motion, return motion. And we're going to get play action pass here and hit Brenton Strange on the deep over route. Great ball, extension for the catch. Big chunk, first down. Let's break it down. So I really like the Liam Cohen offense so far on film. They show a lot of different things in the run game, and they try to make a lot of things set up other plays. So here we'll see we're going to get a guard that's going to pull. All right, so we get this pulling guard. This looks exactly how the Jaguars run power. They're going to run power where they're going to, block everybody down up here up front. We're going to pull a guard to get to the play side, inside linebacker, and then we're going to hand the ball off to the back. Well, here they show all of that action, all right? So they're showing the action of the pulling guard and the tight end climbing, but now he's going to climb and get into route. And they're showing the play action, fake to the running back, great extension on the ball by the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. All right, and then now we're going to get Brenton Strange on this over route. Good ball, great extension. Brenton Strange making plays in the pass game. All right, this is another Brenton Strange catch. This is 3rd down, and we see the Jaguars are in a 3-by-1 formation. We've got Brenton Strange here in the bunch set. And he's just going to run an over-the-ball hook route. We're going to see the snap. He's going to just sit right in between these 2 hook defenders, all right? So we see these 2 hook defenders. He's going to sit right in between them, and Trevor Lawrence is going to rip the ball. Good catch, secure the ball, fall backwards, pick up the first down. And Brenton Strange, very impactful in the pass game in week 1. I am looking forward to see a lot more as the season progresses. But now let's shift gears. Let's get into the run game. And this is where the fun begins, because this dude is an absolute beast in the blocking game. And let's see how the Jaguars ask him to do a lot of things. And boy, this dude is delivering. All right, so here's our first run play. This is the first drive of the game. The ball is on the Jacksonville 38-yard line, and Liam Cohen decides to go for it on 4th and 1. We see the Jaguars are in what's called 12 personnel, so that's 1 back and 2 tight ends, and then that leaves us with 2 receivers. We've got Brenton Strange lined up as the tight end on the very bottom of the formation. The Jaguars are going to run a jet sweep, so we'll send the receiver in motion. All right, so Brown is in motion. He's going to get the handoff, and Brenton Strange's responsibility is to lead block, and he is supposed to handle the force player. The force player is the player on defense who is responsible for keeping contain. All right, so he's trying to keep contain. Notice the motion for the jet sweep helps out a little bit. He widens. All right, so the force player is going to widen, and Brenton Strange now, we just need to get hands on him, all right? Get in his way, occupy him, so the ball carrier can get upfield and pick up an important first down to keep the drive alive on the very first drive of the game. All right, so here we got the Jaguars again in a 12 personnel, so that's 1 back and 2 tight ends. We've got Brenton Strange as the tight end up at the top, and what we're going to get is we're going to get a kind of a zone or maybe a duo run play going away from Brenton Strange, so he is on the backside. All right, so just showing an example of how he's being used in different ways, in different run schemes, and just watch how he's physical as a blocker on the backside of this play. All right, so he's taking on this edge defender, right, on the backside of the play, keeping it physical, strong-arming him. The back ends up cutting back, so it's a valuable block. Let's take a look from the end zone copy. All right, so this is Brenton Strange over here at tight end going up against a defensive end. All right, so we're going to get run is away from him. All right, so the run is away from him. He is the backside of the run, but that's what's great about these zone plays. This zone scheme that the Jaguars run is the back has opportunities to go in multiple places, all right? We can either bang the zone play, we can bounce it outside, or we can bend it backside. All right, so we bend it backside, pick up positive gain, but again, let's just take a look at Brenton Strange. Look at the physicality. Look at the long arm trying to seal the backside of zone. Finish. We get the cutback. He sees that, tries to finish it with the shove. This dude is playing like a grown-ass man out here in week 1. All right, so this is the touchdown, the end around to BTJ. This is a really cool play design, and surprise, surprise, Brenton Strange makes a great play on this one too. All right, so let's take a look at the formation. The Jaguars are in 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end. We got Brenton Strange right here with a bunch formation, so 3-by-1. We've got BTJ lined up as the with a condensed split up here at the top of the formation. And what the Jaguars are going to do is they're going to show a scheme that they run. All right, this is a scheme that's in their game plan. It's called counter, and what counter is they're going to pull the guard to kick out. They're going to pull the tight end to wrap and lead block on the play side inside linebacker. But in this one, it's a gotcha play. Great design by Liam Cohen. We're going to show counter and look at the linebackers running with the pullers. All right, they're reading their keys. They're running this way for the pullers. And watch Brenton Strange. Love the design here. Fake the pull, put my foot in the ground, loop back to the outside to lead block and handle the edge as we give the ball end around to Brian Thomas Jr. We got Brenton Strange leading the way out here on this force player. Easy money, big time score for the Jaguars. Love the play design. Let's take a look again. End around, just getting his way. Brenton Strange lead the way for the touchdown. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is going to be a counter play. So we just looked at the fake counter, trick play, end around to Brian Thomas Jr. for the touchdown. Well, this example is going to be the actual real scheme called counter. Jaguars are in 13 personnel, so that's 1 back and 3 tight ends. 1, 2, 3 tight ends, but this tight end happens to be an extra offensive lineman. We'll take a look at the counter play from this view, and then I'll break it down from the end zone. All right, but what we're seeing is when we get counter, the play side, so the play side is up top there, what we call down blocking. So they're trying to down block all of the bodies this way, all right? So they're down blocking, and then we're going to try to get a guard that's going to kick out the end man and a tight end that's going to pull and wrap on the play side inside linebacker. Right, so again, another example of them asking Brenton Strange to do something different. Right, so now we'll see from the end zone view. All right, so again, Brenton Strange is lined up over here as the off-the-ball tight end. We're going to get counter. So let's play it through, then I'll draw it up. All right, so the way counter works is we're going to leave this guy unblocked, all right, because he's going to get the guard pull and kick out. All right, and then we have what's called the play side inside linebacker. We're going to try to pull and get to him with the tight end. This guy is going to arc release, all right, and try to get to the next level. We're leaving him alone to get kicked out. All right, so that's what we got, counter. I just want us to look at Brenton Strange. Watch him pull. All right, he's going to pull. Helmet inside, great physical contact on the linebacker with my helmet inside. The reason this is great technique with helmet inside is because this gives a natural path for the ball carrier, right? Obviously, it's not a big chunk of yards we get right here, but Brenton Strange is doing a great job on this block. Helmet inside. That way the back can cut off his butt side and get upfield. All right, so just another example of Brenton Strange being a physical blocker and doing it differently in a different scheme in this offense. All right, here we go. Jaguars are in 11 personnel. We're going to get motion. Brenton Strange is the off-the-ball tight end up here at the top. And what we're going to get here is a really cool play design. We're going to get fake jet sweep, and then we're going to get split zone, all right? So they call it split zone because the back is running zone left, and the tight end or fullback or sniffer, whatever we want to call this position, is going to split the flow, meaning he's going opposite. So he's going to come this way, split zone, and kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage. The O-line's not going to touch him, all right? So we're going to get zone left, split zone, meaning Brenton Strange is coming to kick out the backside defensive end with the fake jet sweep. All right, we get positive gain. I think this could have been better. We'll take a look from the end zone view, but real quick, let's just look from this view. Look at the violence with the kick out block from Brenton Strange. Look at this. Watch the violence right here. Boom. That's nice. Let's take a look from the end zone view. All right, so we get split zone. All right, I think this could have been a better play. I think we have either a missed assignment or miscommunication from 77. But what we're going to get is we're going to get the motion. We're going to fake the jet sweep. And then we're going to get split zone. All right, so we're going zone left with the O-line. We're going to get the play side tackle out here on this defensive end. We're going to get the play side guard zone step right here. We're going to get the center zone step. All right, and get up to this linebacker. We're going to zone step with this backside guard right here. And I think the backside tackle is supposed to zone step and then get this defender number 7, but we end up not doing that, and this guy is unblocked, and he makes the play. But just take a look real quick, step by step on the play design. Watch the jet sweep. Look how that influences this defender. He's moving this way. He has to honor the jet sweep. All right, so what does that do? That means he is vacating the box. He is exiting. We don't need to block him anymore. And that's why we can get, all right, our zone steps, get a hat out here on this defensive end, get a hat right here, get a hat right here, guard right here, and then we really, I think, are supposed to have a hat right here on number 7. All right, and we get split zone action, right, with the fake jet sweep. Watch Brenton Strange come across formation and physically kick out this defensive end. Boom. All right, and I think this could be a really big play. All right, we hand the ball to Travis Etienne. Look at the kick out block by Brenton Strange. If 77, all right, if Anton Harrison gets his head over here, I think that's what his assignment is supposed to be. We got a hat on a hat, and then we would have Travis Etienne, right? Boom, we'd have a body right here, and then now it's got to make this guy miss in the hole, all right? So missed opportunity right here, but again, great example of Brenton Strange doing something different in the offense, being physical and violent with contact. Love it. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is a similar concept. We're going to get the fake jet sweep, and then we're going to get split zone, and this is an incredible play by Travis Etienne. We're going to see split zone, right? So what does that mean? Zone up at the top, right? So it's zone right. All of the offensive line is taking zone steps to the right. The back is on a track to the right. And then we're going to get split flow, split zone action with Brenton Strange pulling across the formation to kick out this end man on the line of scrimmage. The great thing about zone run concepts is we tell the running back, hey, when we're running zone, you can either bang the zone play, you can bounce the zone play, or you can bend it backside. And we're going to see Travis Etienne makes a great jump cut to bend it backside and get upfield. So we get the motion for the fake jet. We're going to get zone right, split zone. Look at Brenton Strange coming to kick out with some violence. His collision actually handles the end man on the line of scrimmage and the unblocked defender. And watch how it springs Travis Etienne. Great feet. Make a man miss. Great effort right here by number 5, Brown, trying to get out up front. Get a hat on somebody. Huge chunk by Travis Etienne. Let's take a look from the end zone view. This is a great play. All right, so again, we're going motion, fake the jet sweep. Again, watch how this is going to influence the defender. He has to bounce so he can honor the jet sweep. We don't need to block him anymore. Let's take a look at the blocking scheme. We're getting zone. So this play side tight end is going to zone block out to the end. Play side tackle is going to zone block right here. We're going to get a mean double team with these two. And then we're going to get a mean double team with these two. And then we're going to get Brenton Strange coming across formation to kick out this defensive end. All right, so let's watch it. Fake the jet. We get split zone. Look at the collision right here with Brenton Strange on this defensive end. Collision. It interferes with the unblocked defender. He falls over his buddy. Friendly fire. Watch Travis Etienne put his foot in the ground. Jump cut. Out. Make a man miss. Out. Great effort by number 5, Brown. Huge chunk. Big play. Great momentum. I hope Travis Etienne breaks out this year. All right, let's look at this play. Last but not least, this is the viral clip that you have seen with Brenton Strange running split zone and absolutely annihilating a defender with his blocking. All right, super physical and violent on this one. We're getting a similar concept. It's the fake jet sweep with split zone. We've got Brenton Strange lined up as the tight end at the bottom. He's going to pull and kick. That's what we've been seeing with split zone, right? So we're getting zone to the bottom, split zone action with Brenton Strange on a super violent kick out. Boom. Wow. Boom. Let's look from the end zone view. All right, so we've been looking at this concept. All right, so this is split zone. So again, Jacksonville, we're running split zone. So we're going zone this way. All right, we're probably going to double right here and try to climb to this guy. We're getting right here. This guy's left unblocked too. I'm not sure why Brenton Strange doesn't block this guy. I think that's who he's supposed to be getting technically. All right, but we're going to come across the formation, and he's going to kick out block number 7. Boom. This is violent physical football, and number 85 loves to deliver it. Brenton Strange plays football the way you want someone to play football. Violent, nasty, out of his mind. I am so glad that he is getting his opportunity. You saw a lot of this stuff from his college tape at Penn State. Now, with the departure of Evan Ingram, he is going to get all the burn at tight end, and I think he is going to have a monstrous year in this offense. The Jaguars and Liam Cohen are asking him to do a little bit of everything in the run game, line up as fullback, line up as the attached tight end, kick out block, lead block to the edge, lead block inside, make some big plays in the pass game, show up for a big first down and all that kind of stuff. This dude balled out in week 1. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Brenton Strange, you are a baller.